ANZ Global Wealth has established a strategic alliance with Switzerland-based Vontobel, one of the world's leading wealth and asset managers with some 90 years of experience in private banking and wealth management. Joyce, can you briefly outline this partnership and what it means for ANZ and your customers?
Sure. It really came from our customers telling us that they'd like to diversify their position into international equities, that they're looking for long-term solutions, and they're looking for options to address market opportunities with different monetary policy and different market cycles. And so we started to look for a partner, and of course Vontobel quickly came to the top of the list as its experience in global equities, its approach to asset management and asset allocation, which is very consistent with the culture we're trying to drive. And we're really focused on delivering better advice to our clients. We're focused on delivering a custom and tailored solution for preserving and creating wealth. And we're looking at active asset allocation. And Vontobel, I think, will help us deliver that solution.
And Zeno, can you tell us a bit about Vontobel and why you're interested in expanding into the Asia Pacific? Are there particular opportunities? We know it's an Asian century, for example, but is there more to it than that?
Yeah, sure, I'll gladly do that. So we at Vontobel, we are a global and active wealth and asset manager. We concentrate on protecting and building the wealth of our clients. We do that directly for our own private and institutional clients, but ever since in our history we have always worked a lot with partners and through partnerships, because we believe that there is a lot of added value if a very client-centric, solution-oriented organization like ANZ and a very kind of asset management, content-driven organization can truly partner up. And that's exactly what we have found in this match. We have been committed to the APAC region in general since 5-7 years, but we concentrated purely on the institutional business in this region, and now for bringing the added value truly to private end clients, we'll focus exclusively on this alliance that we have struck with ANZ.
And I'm presuming that the Asia region is particularly attractive because of that growing, not just upper middle class, but affluent sector in the region, or is there other characteristics here that you find attractive?
Well, we always have to start with what are we good at and how can we deliver value add to our clients, because wealthy individuals or wealthy institutions, they can choose from the best and most distinguished providers in the world. So what attracts us to Asia and why we think there is a match are two main drivers. First, we have always been global investors, because being Swiss means first and foremost being small, so we always had to look abroad. So we were used to deploying really a global approach to asset allocation and equity selection. And we think that matches very nicely to the increasing needs now in the Asia Pacific and predominantly also in the Australian, New Zealand regions, where local wealth has been built up in tremendous speed and tremendous amounts. And now people and society reaches a phase where diversification becomes much more important.
Joyce, these sorts of partnerships, we've seen them in different guises at different times. For example, Macquarie had one with Swiss private bank Julius Baer. JB Weir had one with Lombard Odier. What makes a successful partnership, and is this one different to some of those others that we've seen?
Well, I really can't comment on the others and what drove them coming together to the model that they were attracted to. We're really about finding a fast, more efficient way to serve clients better with truly the world-class experts in the marketplace. And that's why we looked for a solution. We think Vontobel, of course, brings that great depth of asset management and asset allocation. We're embedding their asset allocation models into our investment council to serve a broad range of solutions over time. But also we're leveraging best practices on how to serve clients better and how to train our front line. So it's a broad range. So Vontobel's a bit of an extension of that. We're going to do what we're going to pick where we can play to win and serve clients well, and we're going to partner with global leaders that we think will complement that strategy.
And to that point, that it makes more sense to do it that way than to try and, say, build the capacity yourself.
We believe that. We believe that that's our model for the future. There's some areas that we'll be investing heavily in that we want to own and that we think we can provide a differentiated solution. And there are other areas that we think partnering and doing a custom tailored solution will be better for our clients. And that's really what the Vontobel partnership is about.
And Zeno, over half the francs that are managed out of Switzerland are to foreign clients. And I saw a very interesting quote by you in The Economist recently where you said, Swissness is not key anymore in the global wealth thing. People still value Swissness though in some ways, so what is different?
You as a trained journalist know very well that being quoted is not always directly one-to-one what you have said, but what I would gladly repeat, and what I also try to tell The Economist, we think that Swiss private banking rests on three pillars. First and foremost, service and advice. Second, investment performance and performance quality. And third, stability, rule of law, quality, or in one word, Swissness. We think it remains a part of the equation, but in a much more globalized world, service and advice and investment performance have become the two main drivers for the decisions of the clients.
And Joyce and Zeno too, I mean, over the years we've seen lots of attempts at a private banking model with various definitions in Australia. Now it's true that the wealth in Australia is growing. Is there the market for a true old-style private bank, or is it going to be a private bank with different characteristics here?
Well, I'll start, at least if I look at the model that we have today, and I think the other big four banks, it's extended from your core banking model. So I fondly refer to it as red carpet retail. And it's, if you look at the balance sheet, it's still largely the relationships driven by deposits and lending. And that's highly unusual. Outside of Australia, a private wealth model is usually investment-led. And that's really what the transition we're trying to bring to clients. So across the region, we already have 18,000 loyal private clients that are being served well in that limited space. But we really want to transition to be a truly investment-led, to deliver the diversification that we think our clients need and demand. And we think Vontobel's the right partner to help us deliver that.
And Zeno, do you have a perspective on the Australian experience of private banking? Have you had cause to look at it in the past?
Yeah, I must say that I was and am deeply impressed now with the interaction with ANZ's clients. We witnessed that the clients here are much more, on average, investment and content driven. One can feel that wealth has been created in this country with astonishing speed over the last 10, 20, 25 years. Many of these people have an entrepreneurial background. They're used to conviction-driven decisions in terms of their investments. And now they reach a phase in terms of wealth, in terms of sophistication, perhaps also in terms of the developments of their families, where diversification and broadening their investment approach becomes important. And I think the timing of ANZ with that international angle can be and will be very attractive in this market.
To that point, I mean, when you look at the, not just ANZ's strategy, but the greater engagement with the Asian region, are the different economies in Asia, which have very different cultures and characteristics, does that mean different styles of wealth management and private banking in each, or are there underlying common themes there?
I think Joyce and ANZ is in a much better position to answer that, as your footprint in that region obviously is much more broader. How we look at that market is, again, that we stick very disciplined to our core capabilities and say this is what we can, and then probably would say in each and every market there is a different segment that responds to our capability.
And would that be how you see it, Joyce? Here?
Yes, I think we always need to come together and tailor a solution. In fact, the solution that we're launching this week with clients across Australia and New Zealand is a tailored solution for our client base across this region. So there'll be changes in preferences from market to market, but I think the core of offering discretionary is a good place to start, because we think that's common, and we do think all of our investors are looking for diversification on that front. But I think in the future, for example, we expect by 2030, 3.3 billion of middle-class households across the 9 key regions in Asia will develop, as well as a focus on retirement, as the folks over age 65 will double in the next 25 years, and they'll be looking for pension solutions, and I believe that's a true opportunity to leverage the expertise that Australian wealth managers have. particularly in the private pension sector. So in these 9 markets, 5% of GDP is being held in private pensions. In other OECD markets like Australia, it's 70%. So that's an area where we think we can really excel, and we'll be looking at customizing those type of solutions as markets deregulate.
Thank you both very much for your time with Blue Notes. Good luck with the venture.